This summer brings about hot weather, and hot weather brings about all kinds of adorable open-toe shoes, of which I am a fan. Adorable open-toe shoes bring about a need for one's toes to be looking presentable because no one wants to see nasty, unkempt toes. In order to keep our toes in tip-top shape, we participate in a ritual probably as old as time itself, the pedicure. And when we're doing a pedicure, we'll throw in a manicure for good measure. It's a ritual many of us partake in either at a salon or in our own homes. And while manicures and pedicures are generally harmless, there are some serious implications if these services happen to be done using dirty tools or unclean foot spas. So today, I'll show you what to look out for at nail salons, what to ask for when you're there, and when you gotta get the heck out of Dodge so that your hands and feet stay beautiful and infection-free. There's so much information on this topic that we couldn't get into the video, of course, because it would have gone on forever. So we created a detailed article that you can check out at cleanmyspace.com, and I've got the link below that you can click or tap. We also have an awesome free audiobook offer from audible.com, so stick around to learn more about that. First things first, always go with your gut instinct. If your spidey senses start tingling when you walk into a salon, it seems unkempt, dirty, very high volume, you notice the tools look worn down, or you don't see any cleaning taking place, that's probably a good sign that your cheap mani-pedi ain't worth doing there. If you go to a salon to get a manicure or pedicure and the foot spas and tools have not been properly disinfected or sterilized, you're at risk for picking up an infection. The teeniest, tiniest abrasions or open wounds can pose a risk, and even recently shaved or waxed legs can allow a microorganism to enter through the skin. During the service, if your cuticle is cut or if a callus is shaved down, even small abrasions like that can allow bacteria in. Now that might not sound so bad, but if you want to know what you can contract from a dirty nail tool or foot spa, the two biggest troublemakers are mycobacteria infections and staph infections. I urge you to alternate between Googling and using your imagination if you're curious as to what they are and what they can look like. I'm not about to get into those gory details, but take my word for it, it's no picnic. What you want to determine is if your tools have been properly disinfected or, better yet, sterilized in an autoclave, which sort of looks like a toaster, and the tools are kept in small disposable envelopes, and those are for metal tools only. Any other tools such as buffers or files should be changed with each new client. Some salons will give regular clients a box where they can keep their own files, or they'll just give you the little tools at the end of your manicure pedicure as a take-home gift. You should see them take your tools out of an autoclave pouch, or feel free to ask them if the tools have been cleaned ahead of time using an autoclave. You also know you're in good hands if your technician wears gloves. The concern with busier salons is that they have less opportunity to sterilize or at least properly disinfect their stuff because they're constantly turning clients. It's advised to visit a salon during a weekday at the beginning of the week when there's a lull in volume. Now, of course, that might not work with your schedule, but that's the advice I'm going to give you. That way, at least you know you're getting good, clean stuff. Now, if you sit down and they break out some raggedy looking tools, grab your purse and leave. The screens and tubes of the foot spas harbor biofilm, which is basically layers of cells and proteins, which is really hard to remove, and of course, that's where all the bacteria grows. So what this means is even a little wipe down isn't doing anything because the real business is going on in the filtration and drain system. You have to ensure that the basins and the inner workings are disinfected after each use and cleaned nightly, and there are very specific details about how to do that. You can also opt for a salon which does their pedicures in basins without drains. So for example, they'll use a really large bowl, and this simply has to be cleaned and disinfected after each use. Many federal, state, and provincial, and even municipal bodies are starting to heavily regulate salons to ensure proper cleaning of tools in foot spas to avoid infection. You can go on your city's public website and search salons or cosmeticians to see what kind of regulations come up. They may have a list of salons which are safe to visit or not to visit, or they'll have a sample sign or sticker which is displayed at salons which have passed or failed inspections. The great news is that the good nail salons of the world have rejoiced and embraced the new regulations about cleanliness so that their operation can regain a strong reputation. The ones who are super clean are very proud about it, and they will eagerly tell you what they do to keep their things clean. If you know anything about me outside of Clean My Space, like you follow me on Instagram, you know I like doing my nails. I have a plethora of nail tools at home, and taking care of them properly also helps keep infections at bay. Just because you're using it all the time doesn't mean that it's always going to be clean. So to properly clean and disinfect your tools, what you can do is wash them first with warm soapy water, and then place your metal tools in a pot of boiling water for 20 minutes. Once that's done, pat it dry so that it doesn't rust. You can also soak them in rubbing alcohol for 30 minutes and rinse them well and dry them well. Disposable items like buffing blocks really can't be cleaned, and a super proper person would have you dispose it after each use. Now, I don't do that, but I am mindful, and when mine starts to get worn down, I gladly replace it. Not too long ago, we partnered with the fine folks at Audible.com to offer Clean My Space viewers a free audiobook and a free 30-day trial, and it was a huge success, so we're doing it again. If you head on over to audible.com/cleanmyspace, you can sign up for your free trial and get your free audiobook from their selection of over 150,000 titles. I love listening to audiobooks when I'm doing my nails, and I do that quite often. Currently, I'm listening to The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, a great one if you want to change your mind about cleaning. So there you go, head on over to audible.com/cleanmyspace for your free audiobook and to get started. This week's comment question is, do you do your nails at home or do you go to a nail salon? And if you do go to a nail salon, let us know which one you love going to in the comment box down below. Don't forget to visit our blog, which is cleanmyspace.com, where you'll find all kinds of extra cleaning information, including the research that I did on this very topic. And we'll put the link for that in the description box below that you can click or tap. There's a button down there that lets me know you care, so click it if you like this video, and you can hit subscribe, which is maybe somewhere in this box, so you can catch more of our great cleaning videos each and every week. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.